Hello, students. I hope you are all fine and in good health. I am at the very end of this particular chapter, the Browning version. Now, let me continue from where I left. I was actually discussing about that classical joke that Taplow haven't understood. But he smiled because he felt like Crocker Harris felt a bit sorry because no one practically responded to him. But when Crocker Harris literally asked him that could you please explain the joke that I told right now, because it seems that no one have understood, only you. So could you please share the pleasure of your knowledge with your friends, with your with your classmates. But what exactly happened after that, it has not been written. So let me continue from the next line now. But it was a very hilarious incident, as we can feel it. Even Frank also went on smiling. He enjoyed it. And he enjoyed it most when Taplow actually impersonated the voice of Crocker Harris. That actually made Frank very happy. Now, let me move on to the next line. See, the door upright is pushed open and Millie Crocker Harris enters. And Millie Crocker Harris was the name of the wife of Crocker Harris. Another important character. Though her role is a very small role, she had a very small role, yet we can consider her as a minor character. She is a thin woman in her late 30s. Now, this is the description of her age and her physical structure of her body being given. She is very thin and she is in her late 30s, rather more smartly dressed than the general run of schoolmasters' wives. Now, she is fashionable. She is she is fashionable. She has dressed in a very fashionable manner and neatly manner in respect to or in comparison to the dresses that we see of the other schoolmasters' wives, as been told here. So she is different from them in terms of her dresses and all those. She is wearing a cape and carries a shopping basket. Now she came well prepared because she will send Taplow to some other place, because otherwise she can't go on a dating with Frank. So she is wearing a cape and carries a shopping basket. She closes the, now cape is some sort of a you can say it is a borderly designing cloth that is owned by the ladies. So it is like a designing muffler. It is like a muffler only. It's like a cape that is normally the ladies or the girls, they wear it. It is a very fashionable attire. So she is wearing a cape and she is carrying a shopping basket in her hand. She closes the door and then stands by the screen watching Taplow and Frank. It is a few seconds before they notice her. Now, because they were involved and indulged in so much of conversation that finally, after a certain time, both Taplow and Frank noticed her. Now look at the dialogue. Frank, come along, Taplow. Move slowly above the decks. Do not be so selfish as to keep a good joke to yourself. Tell the others. He breaks off suddenly, noticing Millie. Oh Lord. Actually, Frank was very much eager to know that incident that happened in the classroom regarding that joke, the classical joke that was shared by Crocker Harris, and only Taplow smiled in that. So here Frank was very much eager to know what exactly happened after that. But it seems that he stopped because he saw Millie Crocker Harris. Oh Lord, and he breaks off suddenly, noticing Millie. Oh Lord, that means after seeing Millie Crocker Harris, Frank was a bit scared. Oh Lord, he got surprised because he was so much indulged in all the news, in all the affairs related with the teachers, the students, whatever goes on in the classroom and how the teacher behaves and all those things. Literally it gone out of his mind that actually he came there to meet with Millie Crocker Harris, and Millie Crocker Harris, she found that it is getting very late. She came out now, and after seeing her, Frank got a bit nervous and uttered the statement, "Oh Lord." Frank turns quickly and seems infinitely relieved at seeing Millie. Frank, oh hello, Millie. Without expression, hello, she carries down to the sideboard and puts her basket on it. Taplow, moving up to left of Frank, whispering frantically, do you think she heard? Sir, do you think that the wife of Crocker Harris, ma'am, heard anything? Whatever I told you. Frank shakes his head comfortingly. Millie takes off her cape and hangs it on the hall stand. I think she did. She was standing there quite a time. And Frank, it seems that he enjoys when he makes Taplov a bit anxious. Here also, we find an instance of that when he told Taplov that probably might be she heard everything because she was standing there for quite a long time. But Frank also noticed her right now only. He haven't noticed her previously, but he was scaring up Taplov. He was making Taplov anxious by saying that probably he was standing there for quite a long time. Probably he heard you. Or whatever you have told regarding her husband, she heard everything. So I repeat, Millie takes off her cape and hangs it on the hall stand. I think she did. She was standing there quite a time. Taplov, if she did, and she tells him, there goes my remove. Dear students, please underline it. Now Taplov is scared up, and Frank had scared him up more than ever. Now Taplov is thinking that if she had overheard everything, whatever I told about her husband, about school and everything, she might actually relate all these things to her husband. And obviously my name also side by side. And I do feel that I won't get my remove. If that incident happened, I won't get my remove then. Frank, nonsense. He crosses to the fireplace. Now it seems that Frank scolded him a bit. Millie takes the basket from the sideboard, moves above the table, and puts the basket on it. Millie, now we are finding the very first dialogue of another character. Till now, we are only habituated listening to two characters. One is Taplov and one is Frank. Now, for the very first time, there is an introduction, though at the very end of this drama, there is an introduction of another character, and that is a minor character, as I told, by the name of Millie Crocker Harris. And for the very first time, we find a third character uttering a dialogue. So see this line. Millie to Taplov, waiting for my husband. Are you waiting for my husband? Taplov, moving down left of the table. Yes, I am moving. I am actually about to move, but I was waiting for your husband. Millie, he is at the Butchers. Now, Butchers actually means it is related with an official colleague of the school. Butchers, maybe a school non-teaching staff, it can be. Maybe you went to check out the account section or the something related with the salaries and payment and all this. Because remember one thing, Crocker Harris is about to retire the next afternoon. So he is at the Butchers and might be there quite a time. If I were you, I would go. Now Millie Crocker Harris is saying that he went to the Butchers. So maybe he's checking some of the salary statements or payments and official documents and everything. If I would have been in your place, I would have went home by this time. Taplov doubtfully. He said most particularly, I was to come. He told me that I should come and meet with him. Millie, well, why don't you run away for a quarter of an hour? Okay, you come after 45 minutes. You come after quarter of an hour and then you come back. She unpacks some things from the basket. Taplov, supposing he gets here before me, what will happen if he gets here and I told him that I will be meeting with him, and when he gets here and he find me not waiting for him, he might be very upset with me, he might be very angry with me. Millie, smiling, I will take the blame. You don't worry. You go and spend 45 minutes and after outside, and then after 45 minutes, you come back. And by this time, if he comes, I will take the blame on my shoulders. You don't have to worry. Your sir will not scold you. So let me move on. I will take the blame. She takes a prescription out of the basket. I tell you what, you can do a job for him. Okay, you can do a job for him. By this time, he will be very happy for that if you do it. Take this prescription to the chemist and get it made up. That means take this prescription, go to the nearby medical store and please come with all these medicines. He will like it. and obviously you are doing a work for him. So obviously he will be impressed. So why don't you take this basket? Remember that basket that already been told earlier to us. She was carrying a basket previously only. Now she handed to Taplaw the same basket and gave Taplaw a prescription also and told Taplaw that why don't you go to the nearest medical store and why don't you bring these medicines. I think he will be more than happy and you can come and join us rather after 45 minutes. By that time you do a job for him, that is take this prescription, go to the nearby medical store. So I repeat this line, though it might be a repeated one, but still let me repeat this so that you can also understand the significance of this particular line. You can do a job for him. Take this prescription to the chemist and get it made up. Taplaw, all right. Mrs. Crocker Harris. He crosses towards the door upright. Okay, now it seems that Taplaw had no other option left. He agreed. So he took the basket and he took the prescription and he told Millie Crocker Harris, all right ma'am, Mrs. Crocker Harris, I am going out and I am fetching these medicines and coming back after 45 minutes. So there ends this particular chapter. Dear students, the previous audio was also quite lengthy and this one is also a bit lengthy. I request you please kindly listen to both the audios. This is a very important chapter and this chapter is there in your post midterm syllabus, as you know by this time. So thank you students, and listen to this just like the previous audio lectures you have listened. You listen to this, and if there is any problem, any doubt, do let me know. Thank you students. Thank you all.